Yes, again, yes, again, yes, again. We're back. Yes, we're back into the master class. Hope you fellas are ready to get into this game. Like I said, we're gonna get you guys gamed up. You can take this channel as a woman microscope, translator, whatever you need converted. We convert the female's behavior, speech, and patterns to terms and to concepts that you can understand and you can identify. What we're going to discuss today, I know you've seen this. If you're beneficial to me, then I'll submit narrative that women have, the conditional feminism. Well, if I meet a man that's this, then I'll submit. One must ask, where do they get this shit from? They get it from a lot of places. This is why when you listen to women speak on certain topics, it sounds like a bunch of mixed ideas. They'll say one thing and then they come back and say something different, not knowing they're saying something totally contradictory to what they just previously stated. I know you've seen this and so have I. The reason why this is because they have overloaded and overdosed on feminist ideology, mix that in with the simp orbiters that constantly fill their DMs, their cash apps, their messages, begging them for a slice, begging them for a slice of that pie. So this is why women are so delusional, so sporadic with their emotions. They have overdosed. They don't know which way to go. So they only go into the direction in which is safe and comforting to them, but they tiptoe outside of that because their nature wants, or their appetite wants, that danger and the rush that can only come from a certain male. But you see and hear these women speak on them being submissive if it's the right guy. And men don't understand what they're saying to them when they speak. Well, if you're doing this, then I'll submit. Well, if you're doing this, then I'll be loyal and all. This is why her love is conditional. She must benefit the most. This is again why you hear the old hoe wisdom tell the women of today and yesterday to get a man that loves you more than you love him. And it doesn't make any sense. And it is the reason why the family household dynamic is in turmoil across the board. Up and down, even in the upper echelon caliber of men and women and couples. The household is in turmoil on this poison land. They're targeting children with the alphabet doctrine, and you can't make sense of it. Why would a kindergarten, a first grader need to know that you like the same sex? Make it make sense. I'm 6 years old. Why do I need to know that you like the same gender? Why do we need to teach this in school? They're trying to make a uniform society, meaning there is no gender roles, only if there's benefit from it, which is why a man can have as many children with as many women as he would like to, but he can only marry one. Because white supremacy says you can't transfer and spread and double and triple your wealth at your own control, but we can damn sure extract it by child support. You have these men on child support by 3 to 4 different women at one time. Now, I'm not making any excuse or any sympathy for them, but you must ask yourself, why can I pay child support to 4 different kids and 4 different women, but I cannot marry them same women? But for the old heads who hear the song in the back, the track in the back, the one love, you must understand that a woman can only love one man. And shout out Black Male Advice TV, Ringo. He's an OG in the game who's been speaking on these topics for quite a while. He's not the the most popular. He's not up in the Kevin Samuels and the Fresh and Fit rankings, but he's up there. He's been doing his work. So shout out to him. He mentioned this. He stated that a woman can only love one man in her lifetime. I would say two. Outside of her father, I would give at most, and this is unicorn. This is a lottery ticket scenario. She can only love at most, three men out of her lifetime. Three. That's her father. And then you get into the puppy love phase where she thinks it's love. This is the high school, college, and then one more outside of that. But anything after two, in most cases, which is her father and the man that imprinted her, she has lost all ability to love a man properly. This is why her love is conditional. Just think about things that you wanted to do. And I was speaking to my guy yesterday. We was breaking down some game. We are talking about it will be very rare for a woman to have, after a certain age, it is very rare for a woman to have sheer lust and physical attraction to you. It is going to be very rare unless you're putting in the work. You know your value. You know you're in the top 1%. You know the work that you put in to be attractive to a woman in such a way. You know the behavior that you exude that attracts a woman in such a way, because in an immature woman's mind, physical attraction is usually all it takes. But after she's been through the ringer, she's going to be looking for a little bit more because she wants it all. She thinks she can have the alpha that's faithful to her and her only, that's going to serve her. She has a delusional mindset due to the information overdose. So she thinks she can have it all. So your behavior is what attracts her to you after a certain point. She has to see you behave in such a way, because you can be very masculine looking, have all of the aesthetic and the phenotype that she likes. But if you behave in a manner of that as a woman or non-masculine, that is going to turn her off. So you must understand that her love is going to be conditional after you get her at a certain age. Again, we have the exceptions, okay, but what we won't do is put the exception in front of the norm. For the most case, after a woman turns, I say 25, 26, you get a woman 26 or better, sheer physical appearance and attraction is not going to do it for her. Because again, she feels she has a little bit of game now. She's got her degree. She's in her entrepreneurial endeavors. She's, been in and out of love. She's went through things. So she thinks she's smarter than you. She thinks she's better than you, which is why she requires more of you than you would require more of her. Just think about the times you went into relationships and she had these demands. You notice every time a relationship was initiated, it was because of her. It was because of her standard. It was because of her parents and their influence telling her that you've been talking to this guy for 6 months to a year and more. It is time for him to commit to you. You being a weak simp and being beta male minded, you fall into the trance and you fall into the trap because this is your best piece of ass. This is the best you feel you're going to do at this point because you have dedicated your life to only pleasing women. You've dedicated your life to only getting the attention from women, and being a do-boy, you've lost yourself in the sauce. You lost your ambition. You lost your self-awareness. You lost your identity because you wanted to get the woman by any means. Because in your mind, you're not a complete man until you have a woman or a wife. So her love comes with conditions. You have to pay all of the bills. You have to take her on date night, take her on the trips, buy her the gifts, give her unlimited dick, make her squirt and cum all over the place. Meanwhile, going to work, having the energy to do these feats. These women are very delusional. This is why you do not engage them in any conversations other than what you say goes. This is what it's going to be. If you're with it, then okay. If you're not, get the fuck on. we'll bid you a good day and we'll bring in the next one. And then if she doesn't work, we'll bring in the next one. See, what we tend to do, men usually will have a guilty conscience about leaving a woman. And I tell you guys, do not have a guilty conscience. Do not regret or feel bad about leaving a woman who does not fit your program, or who is not willing to get on your program, who's disrespecting you, who is showing you signs of future infidelity, because it starts with the disrespect. Because if she disrespects you, why would she take your feelings into any other regard? You've already allowed the disrespect. Why would she stop there? So if you're beneficial, then she'll submit. Meaning if you make her look better than her friends look in their relationship, this is when she'll say, okay, I got me one. I can stop the bullshit. I can put on this act for a little bit. Because when a woman speaks in this nature, you must understand that it is an act. If a woman gives you conditions in which she will submit, this is not her. Because you cannot be conditionally feminine and you cannot be conditionally masculine. It goes both ways. Either you're a man or a woman or you're not. Either you're a wife or a husband or you're not. See, we like to do the faux marriage, the shack up. We like to put the cart before the horse, have kids out of wedlock. We like to, in our community, this bastard creating dynamic is beyond me, to the point I don't even look at it or talk about it anymore. It's just going to be the norm. We create these bastard children, and when they grow up, we wonder why society and our communities are still fucked. Look at what you've created. You're half-ass parenting for the boomers because you want to still live your best life. And for the late Gen Xers, the late 70s, 80s baby, they want to have children and be their best friends. They want to be friends. They want to wear the same outfits as their daughters that they're 18 to 20 years older than. They want to get the same attention that their daughters get, which is why they dress their daughters up like young hoes. And I was going to make a video about why do you see women dressing their sons up as the men that they would date, but you don't see fathers dressing up their daughters like the women that they would date. And I know you see this. The young 3-4-year-old boys, Gucci shoes, gold chains, hats, braids down the back. You see this. So you must understand, if her love is conditional, she will be temporary. And I say this in some of my other videos. Anything with conditions is going to be temporary because conditions change. And I use the example of just look at your cell phone, look at your internet, look at subscriptions that you pay for monthly and ask yourself, how many emails have you received to where they updated the terms and conditions and you had to agree to them? They update the terms. Okay, well, we know we've been charging you $14.99, but we're going to charge you $20 Netflix, but not giving you more, just like renting an apartment. The rent goes up, but you don't get more space. You don't get more amenities. You don't get more freedom. You don't get more luxury, but you have to pay more to live in the same environment. Isn't this crazy? And this is legal. This is why a corrupt land breeds corrupt individuals, unless you are in tune with the Most High. If you're not in tune with the Most High, if you're operating just out here willy-nilly, you're doomed. You're doomed because you don't have anything governing you and your behavior. You just do what the fuck you want to do. You do what the fuck you want to do, say what the fuck you want to say, and think people should just accept it. But if you're beneficial, in a lot of cases, you'll get temporary submission. You'll get temporary cooperation from your woman, only until her friends, because it's all about how she looks in front of her friends. Once her friends one up her, once her friend upgrades and get another guy and he's doing more than you, this is when the pressure comes on. When her friend meets her new beau and he's more attractive, more appealing, more successful than you are, this is when the disrespect and the standards increase. This is when she starts to switch up, because now you have to do more. You have to be more because her friend is outdoing her. I tell you guys, the competition amongst women is very high. Why do you think the cosmetic industry makes billions? Why do you think women are sacrificing their life and limbs just to go and get a new ass to get fucked? Why do you think they're doing this? But if you listen to the women speak and they mention, if you're beneficial, the conditional feminism, if you listen to this, get rid of her immediately, because she's not for you. No woman is conditionally, or a woman that says she's conditionally feminine and submissive is not a woman, and she is not feminine by nature, meaning she will revert back to her old ways. She will hit you with the bait and switch. But you guys, let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.